What's good, Power Director peeps? What is going down? It's your boy in the building one more time. You know, I'm just trying to bring you that Power Director love that you like to see every single day. And you know I'm on my way trying to do some big things for you people. There was a big update that came out today. Excuse me, I'm doing little things on my little iPad here in front of me while I'm talking to you guys. But there were a few big things that went on today. It's crazy. Huge updates from PowerDirector 365 subscribers. Now, if you're not a 365 subscriber, hey, these might be some updates that make it worth your while. It may not be. I don't know. I'm just coming here to tell you what's going down. Now, if you do feel like you want to subscribe to PowerDirector 365, I do have links in the video description that is going to be broadcast after this live view. So check those out, or you can check me out on Facebook and Twitter. I have the links all over the freaking place. It helps support the channel. Appreciate the love. Now, a few things that are going down with PowerDirector 365. I just want to talk to them real quick because I'm having a few problems with my multicam right now. So I can't show PowerDirector to you guys while I'm doing this, which kind of sucks. Because I wanted to really go through and show you what those features are. And if my multicam isn't working on my streaming software, then that's not going to be possible. I even just tried to do a straight up screen capture, and you'll see that when I bring those things in, now while I'm in the stream, I didn't want to miss my 10 o'clock deadline, so I'm gonna have to go back and do a few fixes later on. So let me just tell you what those updates are, and then maybe if my multicam kicks back in for some strange reason, then I'll go over those with you. So the first one is in the media window, there's now a My Favorites feature. So basically, there's a folder in there called My Favorites. So no matter which one of the windows you go through, whether it's effects, whether it's transitions, whether it's PIP objects, overlays, if there are things that you use repeatedly, any type of assets or effects or whatever that you use on a regular basis, you can click those and put a little heart in the right-hand corner of them. Now, if you put that there, then if you go to your favorites folder, then anything that you added a heart to will be there. So this really helps you find things that you use on a regular basis. It makes it really easy to use the program. It's a great interface update that's really going to be useful for me in my workflow so that I have things saved. So I could just go to the effects folder, click on favorites, and any one of the effects that I use on a regular basis will be located there. So to me, that's pretty dope. I like that. And I'm passing on the love to you. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about was a media download folder. So in the media window, there's now a download folder. So with that download folder, if you click on that, you can see all of the assets that you've downloaded, whether you downloaded them from Shutterstock, whether you downloaded them from the application manager like music, even if you downloaded things from the Director Zone, you can see those things there. Now, at the upper left of that window, you can break it down into categories just like you can in the media folder. So you can just see videos that you uploaded or that you downloaded. You can see pictures, you can see audio, music, so any type of effects, all of those things you can see by going through that downloaded folder. So that's a pretty dope little feature as well. Once again, makes it easier to navigate to things that you might use on a regular basis or things that you just find very useful. Now, another thing that you can do from that is if you're in that downloaded folder and you just right click in an empty space, then you can actually go right out to the Director Zone, or you can go right to Shutterstock from there. You don't have to click on that Shutterstock icon. You can go right from there, just right click in an empty space in that downloaded folder, and it'll give you an option to go to the director zone. I'll keep saying discover, to the director zone, or go to Shutterstock to start downloading assets from those places. So that's a cool feature too. Now, another thing that they added that I think is really great to me anyway, and I would love to show this to you guys. I'm still so mad that I can't. I can figure it out, but I have to do it after this. So the other thing I was going to tell you about that I really, really, really wanted to show you guys was that you can add effects and transitions to multiple clips really easily. So before, you used to have to do a few extra clicks. You would click on the transition, and then you could click on apply to all, stuff like that. But now you can be more precise in it, and you can go ahead and just add it to a specific track. So now, let's say you wanted to add a transition to every asset that you have on a specific track. You can select that track. Then you can right click on the transition, and you will have an option to apply to all in the timeline track. So if you want the same transition, you could do it right there. You don't have to drag it down and then pick apply to all, or you don't have to click on it, then go to the little thing in the right corner. You just right click on it, apply to all, done. That's dope. Really speeds up the workflow. Also, you can do the same thing with effects. So with effects, there's two things you can do that are kind of new. The first one is, like I said, you can apply them to all. So you can right click on an effect and then do apply to all for a specific track. But also, a lot of people liked having that effects track. They removed that from the default, but you can go ahead and add it back if you want. You could just right click in that section and add an effects track. But if you don't want to have to do that additional step, now if you're in the effects room, you can right click on an effect, and then you can do add to timeline, and it will add an additional track for effects and add that effect to that effects track. So if you like using effects tracks, that's really going to speed up your game, because you just right click on it and do add to timeline track. It creates an effects track for you and adds the effect right there. Really cool. That's something that I think a lot of people are going to like, that they kind of added that back, but added it with a twist to make it even quicker for you. Now, there's also some ability here. Now, you guys can tell me if I'm right or wrong on this one, because I don't freaking know whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, what the heck's going on. But for the PIP room, you can control, and for the preview window, and the PIP room, now you can go ahead and, the PIP designer, not room, PIP designer and the preview window, you now have, I guess, more control per se over the aspect ratio and the size of your object. So before it was kind of static. If you tried to change something in the preview window, then you could change it, but it would keep the same aspect ratio. Now, if you go ahead and make changes, you can just change the width by itself. You can change the height by itself. Then you also have the option of keeping the same aspect ratio and changing the scale. So you could do those things right from your windows now, and you don't have to check or uncheck that maintain aspect ratio button that you had to do before. It will just go ahead and let you kind of freeform your changes. So if you got like a PIP frame that you want to fit your video into, then you can just do that right from the preview window really quick. It's a cool feature. I think it just makes it easier for you to be more precise and get things exactly how you want them. Also now, if you are in the PIP designer and you go to the opacity section, there's an option there to add different types of blend modes. So if you want to do a screen, you can do that from there. You can keep it normal. You can do all the different options for your blend modes right there in the PIP designer under the opacity section. So that's a great way that they added that functionality to just make it easier for you to utilize the blend modes right there when you're doing other stuff. Another cool thing that they did was they just made the render preview button permanent now. So under the preview window, you'll now see on the right hand side that there's a render preview button. Now, if you haven't watched my produce range video or render preview videos, then check those out. It'll give you more information on this feature. But if you want to render something in your timeline so that the timeline, I guess, is more fluid and it's not jumping around and stuff like that, just to kind of increase the preview quality and actually have smooth, I guess, a smooth workflow, then you could do a render preview and render the work right there in your timeline. So you can render from the playhead all the way through to the end of the video, or you can use the yellow markers on both sides of the playhead to go ahead and select a range that you want to do a preview render on, and just render a specific section of the timeline instead of doing from the playhead all the way to the end. So another cool feature that they added right there, just take some extra steps out of doing that if you want to do that. Now, the next thing that I had on here is vintage title packs. So I wanted to show you guys some new title packs that they have. Once again, I'm unable to share my screen. Kind of makes me upset right now, really upset. But some new vintage title packs that they have out right now. They look really cool. They look very professional. And now that we have the option to change the color of the objects, hopefully this is also applied to these vintage titles. I haven't played with them enough to see if it can do that or not. But if it can, that'll be extra dope, really awesome. I would love it. There's some new fonts that they added as well. There's some new LUTs. There's a Color Pops LUT and Food Dark LUTs. Some new background music, some holiday jingles and things like that. For the most part, I think that those are all the things that I really wanted to talk about. I wish that I could show you those things. I apologize for the fact that the screen share isn't working on my streaming software. I will definitely be reaching out to the company that creates this software to complain, because that's what I do. I don't like something, I'll let you know. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into some of these questions that we're getting, because that's part of the fun of doing this, right? So let's see. Ooh, let's see what we got here. So was worried with 6 p.m. I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe you're talking about something. Let me jump back here to the beginning and see what's going on, because I'm just jumping right on into things that I see that look cray to me. So let's jump into this. Let's see. Fat Bleeb said that he's still on PowerDirector 16. It's all good, man. You know what? What I always say is use the version that works for you. If you don't need to jump up to 17, 18, or 19, don't do it. Stick with 16. I mean, why spend money on something if you're not going to use all the extra features, or just if it's not in your budget and you can still get by and do the things that you need to do? Stick with what you got. Now, you're always going to see me updating to the new version, because I have a channel about PowerDirector, and it'll only make sense for me to always jump up to the new version and utilize that to teach people how to keep using the software. Another good thing about that is, unless it's a new feature, the things that you do in the new version usually can work in the older versions too. It's not like you can't do the same things unless it's something that's a brand new feature. Most things can be done in any version of PowerDirector. Let's see. I got my dude Paul here, you know, just letting us know a user since PD10. And hey, you know what? I'm with you, Paul. I've been a user since I think 8. So you probably know just about as much as I do, homeboy, you know, but it's all good. Appreciate you always, you know, watching and checking out my stuff. Likes are going a little crazy here, so I apologize for that. Everything's going crazy right now. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm in a new house, so trying to set up everything, and look at this, look at this, look at these lights, man. Things are out of control right now. So trying to make sure that everything is right, resetting up stuff, it's been a challenge, man. And it's just like with this streaming software, like I said, it's just been a challenge. It's been crazy. Let's see. Got Jerry who says that mobile app is dope though. I agree. I never thought that I would like using a mobile app. I mean, I've been a PC user forever, and I'm like, hey, what's up with this mobile app? Blah, 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 blah. And when I got on it, I was like, all right, there's a little something going on here. And as they continue to like roll out features and things, I'm like, whoa, this is dope. I can see why a lot of people who have just smartphones, and they may not be able to afford a PC, or they may not want to have a PC. They just want to keep things compact and light, while a lot of people are using the mobile version because it's powerful. Now, is it as powerful as the PC version? No. Does it have a lot of features on it? Yeah. Can you get your work done with it? Yeah. Can you make dope videos with it? Yeah. I mean, it's all about preference, right? Some people are going to like it. Some people aren't. Not really important to me. What's important to me is what you like. And that should be what's important to you. Like, it don't matter what nobody else says about your program that you use, about whether you use mobile or desktop. You're no lesser or greater than anybody else. You are a creator, a content creator, and you got game because you are in this and you're invested in it with whatever type of product that you're using to get it done. Everybody has to start with something, and you progress and grow as you move forward. Now, for those of you who don't know, I do have a channel for mobile content. This channel, PowerDirector University, is just for PC. All of my PC tutorials on here. I do have a few mobile tutorials on here as well, but those tutorials were made a while back before I started my other channel. My other channel is called PDU Mobile. PDU Mobile just has tutorials for users of the mobile app, which is for Android phones and tablets and iOS iPhones and Apple iPads. So if you have any of those devices or you have the mobile app, check out PDU Mobile. It's got a lot of dope content for you. Let's see. Just trying to get through these comments to see what's up here. Man, I got a lot of people been using this joint since 20. Look at my boy Kentucky Ranger. Kentucky Ranger, man, what's up? Kentucky Ranger, I've been using it since 2014. Joe Dalton, been using it since 2016. We got now Sudbury Drone. I think that's Sudbury Drone. Just got PowerDirector 365. Hoping that you use that link to support the channel, Sudbury Drone. But if not, it's all good. Damn, Kevin, you up at 3 a.m.? Look, this is dedication to the channel, people. This is what is dedication. Excuse me if I just hurt your ears with that. But this is dedication to the channel. Kevin Hall, 3 a.m., stand up with the PDU University. I'm loving it, boy. All right. Oh, man. So Kentucky Ranger says he hasn't updated yet. When you do, you're going to see some good stuff on there, man. Now, when you do update, just a few quick things to tell you. When you do update, there are going to be like a lot of little red dots. Those red dots, I usually would think that they would mean that it's something new. some of it does and some of it isn't. Like when I was going through a lot of the different rooms, I would notice that like the project room, to me, I thought this was new. I may be wrong. You guys correct me. In the project room, if you go in there, it just used to open up your projects, but now it also opens up project templates that you have. So that my project room had a red dot next to it, and then everything underneath that, all the projects had red dots next to them. But I was like, these ain't new. This is stuff that I've had forever. So did the same thing in the title room. Opened up the title room, bunch of red dots next to stuff. So if you want to remove those red dots, just click on it, and the red dot will go away. Just want to let you know that in case you're interested. Let's see. Man, everybody's giving what time it is. Superman G, what's going on? Superman G says hi. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I did have a good Thanksgiving. I hope everybody out there had a good Thanksgiving. And even if you're not from the United States, still, don't you have something to be thankful for? I mean, regardless of whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or not, we should be thankful every day for everything that we have. I know that a lot of people go through a lot of crazy stuff in their lives, especially right now in 2020. It's on fire out there with this coronavirus and different things happening across the world, because the coronavirus isn't the only thing. There's hunger, there's poverty, there's other disease. There's all type of stuff going on right now, man, and it's kind of sad to see a lot of racial tension, hate. It's crazy, man. But we need more love, we need more unity, we need more hope, and we need to be thankful for the things that we do have, because there's so many bad things going on. If we could just concentrate on some of the good things and be thankful for those things, regardless of what country you're from and whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or not, let's just be thankful. All right. Let's see. Fly pick, my boy Jim. He said, hi Malik. He's not interested in 365, but still good to be here. It is good to be here, Jim. I'm glad that you dropped in, my friend. If you want to see some dope drone footage, get with Flypick. Check out his channel. He's got a lot of dope stuff on there. I mean, a lot of people on here. I don't want to just, say something about Jim, but I mean, we're all in this together. If you see somebody out there in the chat that's got some dope content, or that you just interested in what they do, go ahead and check them out. Go to their channel. Let's support one another and make sure that, we get a chance to share our content and our creativity with other people. Let's see. So Kentucky Ranger said, I hope they change the way images expand and lock. It used to be the image stayed connected to the grid, but it doesn't anymore. Yeah, I did not see that capability in it. As far as sticking to the grid, if I remember correctly, there is not an option to make it stick to the grid either. I'd have to check that out. But all I know right now is that they have the edge, so that it can snap to the edges, like the pink purplish line. But that's about it. I don't think they have that Kentucky Ranger in this new version. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, well, there's no sound when I go to the screenshot. That's true because I don't have a mic set up for that. But if I go to this one, multi-view, it should still have audio here. So because I can see the audio wave going through the master volume, so you should be able to hear me on this. But if not, that's something else I need to get fixed. So let me know if in this multicam view you can hear the audio or not. All right. Okay, somebody says I have a really big problem when I'm producing video that my laptop shuts off automatically. So this probably means that your RAM, your memory, your processor, something does not like the fact that you are trying to render video and it does not have the capability to stay on while it's doing so. So I don't know if you're using 4K video, 1080p, or what, but you really need to check out your device specs. What type of, how much RAM do you have, memory, your video card, things like that. Make sure that you have all your drivers updated, you know, just simple stuff. Really, with just what you're telling me that your PC shuts off when you start to render, not much I can do about that. Just telling you right now what the basic things to check would be. Let's see. So Miss Kaya Gamer says, how much is that mic price? I don't know, but it ain't cheap. Let's put it that way. This is the SM7B. It's made by Shure, SHURE, and the model is SM7B. So if you look that up online, you can get what the prices are at your online retailers. And if you have like a music store in your area, then you might be able to find it there as well. People trying to help Shibi with that issue with the laptop that he's having with it shutting off. Royce the Boy says, I have learned a lot the last 2 weeks from your videos and help comments. Thank you, sir. I am always happy to help. Everybody who watches my videos knows that if they leave a comment, I try my damnedest to respond. Even if I don't know the answer, I usually try to, walk them through or send them to a resource that might have the answer so they can still get the help that they need. So anytime, man. So Marcus Martin adds, is there a fix for PD365 dropping during editing? Once again, that's a very broad question. I don't know what type of files you're using. I don't know what your resolution is. I don't know anything about your system. When you're asking questions like that, it's really important for you to kind of talk about what you're doing, what type of files you're using, your codecs, things like that. If you don't know what those things mean, there's a program that's free. It's called Media Info. You can download that and it will tell you everything that you need to know about your files. If you don't know what your PC specs are, you can look that up in your control panel or in your computer settings. You can find those things out. There's also programs that tell you about your PC specs for free. I have one on my computer, but I can't think of what it is right now. But when you're asking questions like that, it's best to come equipped with as much information as possible, because otherwise, if you ask a broad question, you're going to get a broad answer. And the same answer I gave Shibi, like, check your specs. How much RAM do you have? How much, what's your processor? What is your video card? Is it onboard, offboard? Are you using a laptop? or using a PC? There's all types of questions, even outside of those, that if you answer those questions, I'm going to have more questions. So be really specific when you're coming to me with questions, because it helps me give you a better answer. Yeah, gremlins in my house. They just attacked again with these lights, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Uh, Average Joe Show says that he wishes he uh, found my channel before he got 365, so he could help out the channel. It's all good, man. I just appreciate you subscribing and watching the videos. I mean, if you can support me, um, there's other ways besides using a link. If you go to my channel and go to the About page, you'll see some links that you can use to help support the channel. So go there and check that out. Even if you go to any of the video descriptions, you'll see some links way down at the bottom that you can use to help support the channel there too. So it's all up to you. And also, if you want to, you can join my Team PDU. So there's a link that says join under my videos when you watch them on desktop. I'm not sure if it's on mobile. When you watch them on desktop, there's a join button. And if you want to, and you feel that it's something that you're interested in doing, then you can support me by giving a small monthly fee to the channel. It's all up to you. So appreciate that. So Kevin Hall says, yes, we discussed the pluses and minuses of doing vids on the mobile version, and should you do it? Now, sure glad that you did. No problem, man. So this is the one from, I guess, Average Joe Show, talking about Shibi's comments about the laptop shutting down. He had a problem, and it had to do with him having a small amount of RAM on the machine. So, I mean, it's just one of many reasons that things like that happen. A lot of people get mad, and they blame the program for things that happen. And some of it is the program's fault. I'm not going to say that the program's perfect, but a lot of the times there are other factors that come into play. And one thing that you should always do before you buy any program is do your research. See if your computer is spec'd out to be able to handle whatever the program does. And I always recommend that you go like way above the system requirements that most programs have listed on their website. Because if you go way above the system requirements, then you'll be able to do the most resource heavy activities that the program does, and you'll be able to do multiple things without lag, or without having a interrupted experience. So always check those specs, and then always make sure that your machine far outpaces whatever those system requirements are. Yeah, so Marcus Martin's got 20 gigs of RAM. Not really too worried about how much storage he has. I'm wondering what your processor is, and then your video card too. So those are just some other things that you might want to focus on and let us know about. Fat Bleep said, okay, who disliked? And then he was like, I want names. Uh, People always are going to dislike my stuff, man. I'm not 100% um, amiable to everyone. So at the end of the day, I don't even stress that stuff. What I do know is um, there's just haters out there who just hate. I mean, for no reason. If like the funny thing is that I always think about, and you know what, you may think differently. I'm just talking about me and my own perspective. So I make videos every week to try to help people learn how to do something. And regardless of whether I'm good, bad, you like how I talk, you don't like how I talk, you don't like my presentation, you don't, whatever. It's free. It's free. And it's free information. Like, it's like going to the library and opening a book and then tearing it up because for no reason. Like, it's free. There's no one making anybody watch it. There's no one telling you that this is the best ever. And I'm just bringing information, man. So at the end of the day, luckily I got a thick skin and, you know, stuff rolls off my back like water on the duck's back. And it doesn't bother me. I mean, if you saw all of the crazy comments that I get in my videos, because like I said before, the world can be a mean place. There's a lot of mean people out there. They just like being mean, and they like trying to get at people and try to bother people for whatever reason that brings them happiness. And I just pray for them, hope for the best for them, and I just keep it moving. So I don't worry about that stuff, Fat Bleed. It's all good, man. Let's see. Let's see what else I got here. Shades of God says, I started using PowerDirector last year. Love it. Can't wait to upgrade to 2019. Easy to use and a lot from your videos. Thank you for that comment, Shades of God. I appreciate you. So then we got Shaky Leg, who says, I'm considering a new build for a desktop PD editing system. Have you considered, let's see, have you considered doing a video with tips and tricks for choosing the needed system components? We'll only be using the computer for PD. I have not considered doing a video on components to use because there is such a wide array of components out there, and I think that to me, whatever is best is the thing that you feel is best for you in your situation and your budget. Because if it was me, my budget may be more than some people and it may be less than some people. There's a lot of channels out there that make videos on budget PC for video editing or best PC build for video editing. So you can watch those videos and they're pretty much going to tell you the exact same thing that I would say, except for the fact that if it was me, I wouldn't be worried about a budget just because of the video. If it was like, hey, best specs for running PD, like I said, I would be blowing it up. I'd be like, right now my PC's got, I think it's got 32 gigs of RAM. The stupid multicam view still isn't working. I got 32 gigs of RAM on my machine. I got 2 SSDs. One is just for the system, and then the other one is just for video editing. I got a 1080, can't remember the exact letters for the model, but it's got 2 gigabytes. No, these got 4 gigabytes of RAM on the video card. So, I mean, I'd be talking about stuff like that. Like, and the system requirements for PowerDirector are way lower than all the stuff that I have. I think you only need like 8 gigabytes of RAM and things like that. So I would like really blow it up, get the most that you can get, that you can afford. and that's what's going to give you the best user experience in my opinion. All right. Got a question from Hector C. Do you know the advantages that PD has over Premiere, Final Cut, or DaVinci Resolve? Or if you do, why do you prefer PD over the aforementioned softwares? So, be truthful with you. I mean, the biggest difference is for me is ease of use and the learning curve. So for PowerDirector, it's a lot easier to use, easier to navigate. The learning curve is a lot easier. I mean, those are just my opinion. Now, I will tell you that I do and I have used Final Cut. I don't use Final Cut now, but I've used it before. I've used it a lot in the past. I've used Premiere Pro a lot. After CS6 came out, I don't really use it at all because they went to the subscriber only option and they don't have an option between the two. You only can do subscriber with that, whereas with PowerDirector, you can do subscriber or you can just buy it, own the license. So I've used Adobe, I've used DaVinci Resolve. I actually have the latest, not the latest, the previous version of DaVinci Resolve, and it actually, I just use that for color correction from time to time. I don't use it a lot, but I do use it sometimes for color correction. It depends on what I'm doing. So I have a Canon C200. So when I am filming things, I like to use the Cinema Raw codec for the Canon C200. Sorry about that. So I like to use the Cinema Raw for the Canon C200. So the only way I can use like some Canon developer program that they have, or I can use DaVinci Resolve to bring that raw footage into and then convert it to a different codec. So I can't do that with PowerDirector. So whenever I'm filming something for a client and I'm using a C200 and I'm using RAW, then I have to use DaVinci Resolve to go ahead and convert it from RAW over into a usable codec. Now, that's why I use DaVinci Resolve. Now, all of those other programs like Premiere, Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve even, there are a lot of plugins and effects and things that you can use for those programs to just add a lot of different use for those programs. And there's also some more professional looking assets that you can use and templates and things for those programs. So if you are looking to, I guess, use the best assets out there and you want to have the most features and the most amount of variables that you can use for different situations, then you're probably better off with like Adobe Premiere Pro. PowerDirector does not have as many of the features and functionality as some of those professional level programs, and that's why it doesn't cost as much. So if you're looking to spend less and you still want to create high quality videos, then you would go with PowerDirector. Now, for me, for the things that I do and the things that I need to do, besides that Cinema Raw piece with DaVinci, I have not found that I can't do it in PowerDirector. That's just me. Now, I know that there are some things that I can't do in PowerDirector that I could do in Premiere, but I've never needed to do those things, right? That I have not had a need. Now, in the past, yeah, there might have been some need for some masking of some things if I didn't do something, so I had to go and post and do something like that. I've had to do that before that I couldn't do exactly how I wanted to do in PowerDirector. But besides that, I have not had anything that I couldn't do using PowerDirector that I had to go over to those other programs to use. So for me, the ease of use, the functionality that I do get for the things that I need to do, and the price, I go with PowerDirector over any of those. If there was something that I had to do all the time and I had to use Premiere Pro to do it, then I'd be using Premiere Pro. I mean, I still have those programs on my machine. Just don't use them. Let's see. Thanks for letting me know that photo on the fly. I just wanted to make sure that when I had those two screens up, you can still hear me. Hopefully the multicam view comes back. It still ain't back. And we've been on for like 45 minutes, so this is disappointing. It was working earlier, I swear. Gremlins. Let's see. Nope, I can't show features that way because screen capture isn't working. Still showing this old screen that's not even up anymore. I figure that if I go ahead and restart it, it'll work, but then my live stream might mess up, and I don't want to do that. Let's see. So Average Joe Show said, hey man, what software do you use to stream? So I use a program called vMix. So vMix is really standalone. It's not something like StreamYard or any of those other apps or online versions. You buy the program. The good thing about it is whenever they do updates, I think for like a year or maybe 2 years, you get to update for free. As long as you have you actually have the key that you use to buy the program. So I like it a lot. This is the first time I really run into an issue with it not working like it's supposed to, which is kind of upsetting to me. You know, I'm all about quality, so it is what it is. But most of the time, it works. So I got Love Life with Ra. He said, thanks for helping us with PowerDirector. I've been trying to use the knowledge gained from you to publish some positive videos. We need to focus on, let me bring that back up. We need to focus on what we want instead of all the negative going on. No doubt, man. Like I said before, there's too much negative out there. Focus on the good. Focus on coming together, being positive. Positive energy is what we need, man. Thank you for that. All right, Kevin, thanks for sharing the price on the SM7B. That's the Australian dollar, $7.99. So I got Gray Ducks asking me if I can make a video on how to make a Fortnite montage. So I guess it would be a montage like any other montage. I don't really play Fortnite, so I wouldn't be able to do like a Fortnite montage, but montage is a montage is a montage. At the end of the day, if you want to truly ask me to create a tutorial, then the only way to do that is by using my tutorial request form. So if you go to any of my videos and click on the video description or the more button, then you'll see that there are plenty of links in there. And one of those links is for a tutorial request form. That is the only place that I go to actually look at the requests that you guys have. Now, I do see requests in the comments, but I don't pay those any mind. I might respond and tell you to use the link. But that is a single source of truth for me. That is the place where all of my requested tutorials are at. So that's where I'm always going to go. I can't go to YouTube comments and sift through and look at all of them, and it doesn't make any sense to do that. The only place that I go for those requests is that link. So if you click on that link, you fill out a form, and I will go ahead and see your request there, and then it'll be logged in the order it was received with all the other requests that I have. So I got the MBVD channel who says, hey, PowerDirector University, what's the difference between PowerDirector and Pinnacle Studio? What are the main advantages and downsides of PD over Pinnacle Studio? So I think personally, because those of you who may remember, I used to have a channel called Pinnacle Studio Pro. It's still out there. It's on YouTube. I haven't made any videos for that channel in a long time because it was just too much handling those two channels. But anyway, that's a story for another day. To me, the main difference, there's a bunch of differences really. The interface, first of all, Pinnacle Studio is a top-down default for your timeline, or PowerDirector is bottom-up default. In PowerDirector, you can change it to top-down now if you want to, so that's one difference. Another difference is the user interface. They just have a different way of flow of going about accessing things. They don't really have that toolbar for Pinnacle Studio. At least they didn't the last I used it. Everything was over on the left-hand side. It used to be that Pinnacle Studio had some plugins from New Blue. It doesn't have those anymore, so I guess there's no difference there anymore. Pinnacle Studio, to me, in my opinion, was a lot more buggy and unstable than PowerDirector. In my opinion, even though PowerDirector isn't perfect, I think it's more stable. As a matter of fact, no video editing program is perfect. People bring up stuff like, oh, well, my program, it's stopping, and it's at it. If you tried to use Premiere Pro with the same laptop, you'd have the same problem. Your program would shut down. Same thing with Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve. If you look up Crash and put any program name behind it, you're going to get hundreds of hits on Google. So all programs do that. But like I said, to me, Pinnacle Studio is not as stable as PowerDirector is. What else? Pinnacle Studio doesn't seem to have, they have a good community, but it's not as good as the PowerDirector community. I think that the PowerDirector community is a lot more tightly knit, and they are really a lot more active, and they are really, they help each other a lot. Now, I'm not trying to say that Pinnacle Studio doesn't have that, because Pinnacle Studio has a tight-knit community. It's just not as tight-knit as the PowerDirector one, in my opinion. I have a lot of great friends, Anthony Pierre, Jeff Naylor, and other people who are a big-time Pinnacle Studio users, and they're great people. So I have formed bonds with them, but I also have a lot of bonds with the PowerDirector community as well. The last thing for me, just personally, some people may not agree with this. I think that the customer service for PowerDirector is better. They're not going to get back to you like in 5 minutes. That's not. They have probably a bunch of different people reaching out to them for different issues all the time. Unfortunately, they got to deal with millions of users across the whole planet. So they still respond quicker than the Pinnacle Studio customer service does, in my opinion. And also, last thing, as a content creator, the relationship that I have with PowerDirector and the relationship I had with Pinnacle, just different. I think that even though PowerDirector, I don't think that the people at Cyberlink, I think some people at Cyberlink appreciate me for doing this and doing the things that I do. I think that some could give a rat's fat, you know what. But for Pinnacle, I don't think anyone over there gave me any love, didn't care about the fact that I was doing videos for them. I think right now I have like close to 50,000 subscribers on that channel, and that channel is a dead channel as far as I'm concerned. I don't even put content up anymore, and I still have people subscribing to that channel. But Pinnacle Studio, they just didn't really seem to really value that relationship. Whereas Cyberlink, I think there are many people there who value the relationship that I have with them. But they don't own the company, so they can't, make all the decisions. So I would like to have um, more access to other things and people and things like that within the company, but I don't. So it is what it is. Really, my relationship with Cyberlink is just, hey, you get a free version of the software once a year, but we're not giving you any heads up on anything new. We're not telling you. Like, I find out stuff the same time y'all do. It is what it is. I do have some contacts over there who are able to help me do things like have contests that I do for you guys, stuff like that. They offer me first dibs on some of the different types of projects that they have sometimes. So that's cool that they do that, because Pinnacle never did that stuff for me. So, it's all good. But from a user perspective, I think PowerDirector is more stable. I think that the customer service is better. It's me. Let's see what else I got here. Yep, haters gonna hate, that's for sure. Let's see. All right, KC Charlie Chat says, thank you for all the great tips over the years. Question, am I able to transfer PD365 subscription to a new PC? And where would I start? Thank you. So my understanding is that you can have your 365 subscription on two machines. So as long as you're not using them at the same time. So don't try to log in and use it on one machine while you're using it on the other one. So it's just as simple as going to your upload files or going to Cyberlink to get the link to upload, and then uploading it on your other PC and getting the application manager, doing all that magic just like you did on the first PC. It's not a big operation or anything like that. It should be pretty easy. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right, I want to thank Superman G for the $25 super chat, and thank you for the support, man. It's all good. Love you. If any of you guys want to go ahead and show me some support with the super chat, feel free to do it. It just helps me keep going on the channel, keep providing content for you guys. So appreciate that super chat. Kentucky Rangers said, I jumped from Pinnacle as well and never looked back. Pinnacle used to be great, but just went wrong in the last few years. I agree. And the funny thing about it is, I don't know if I have any impact on stuff like that, but one thing that I do hear a lot is that people who are YouTube users tend to select programs for editing when they feel that there is a lot of content on YouTube that will help them learn the program. And I think that people like myself, because I'm not the only one putting out this type of content. I mean, the Sharper Turtle, Jim does a great job putting out content. There's some other channels out there that do some great work. PowerDirector tutorials does tutorials as well. I think that when there's people like myself who are out there dropping content on a regular basis, that it helps people choose that program because they know they have support and they know that they can watch videos that's going to help them. And I think that some creators are valued and some aren't. And it's kind of sad that regardless of the size of your channel, to me, if you're putting out content and people are watching the content, then the people who actually create the programs should be thankful for all of the content creators who are out there. So that's just my opinion. Let's see. Gremlins are back. Yes, Bellark Advisor. So Superman G, that's the program that I was talking about that I have on my machine. And I know I talked about it in a video before as well, to help people figure out what their PC specs are. It's free. It's a great program. So check it out if you haven't. Once again, I'm just pull it up real quick so people can see. Bellark Advisor. I like it. Tells you everything you need to know about your computer. Team Search Geo Caching said, as I was told, there's always someone who's going to try to rain on your parade because they have no parade on their own. Yeah, you know it. What's going on, Team Search Geo Caching? Always checking out my videos. Appreciate you. And let's see, Marcus Martin said something similar. Haters should start their own channel and not worry about Malik. I've removed so many video channels on PD365 training. Will stick with PD University. Appreciate that, man. All right. Super Cycled said, don't even trip on haters. Just do what you are gifted, and thank you for your help. Appreciate that. Then we got photos on the fly. Said, pray for them is correct. That's right. I'm praying for all of them. So Sean D said, I recently rebooted my PC. I'm a PD365 member. When I re-download, it says use free version or upgrade. Nowhere for me to log in or anything. Your videos have helped me a lot through the years, though. Yeah, so not too sure on this one, man. Now, if you rebooted your PC, it shouldn't have done that. I mean, people reboot their PCs all the time, and nothing like that happens. So for me, I guess where I would start off is by going to the Cyberlink site, logging in, and seeing if you can still go ahead and grab your installation files. If you can, go ahead and download those again and remove the program from your PC, and then go ahead and try to download the application manager and download the program again. For some reason, I don't know why it might have reverted back to the uninstall. Try to reinstall. So his bishop said, "Hey bro, I've been using this program since PowerDirector 13, and I switched to 365 when it came out, and I love it. It's been absolutely awesome for my tactical instructor channel." And good to hear that, man. Glad that you like it. And if you need help with anything as you continue to use the program, hit me up in the video comments. Mike Infamous says, "Here to thank you, brother, for helping me out with my content and helping build my skills." You're welcome, Mike. Let's see. Trying to find some comments on here. Thomas Brown said, "I started YouTube using PowerDirector. I now use Adobe Premiere Pro. PowerDirector was great to use. It had everything I needed. I went to Adobe because it's an industry standard." So, and he needed to learn it. So, makes sense to me, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about what you need to do. So, the funny thing is, and I've said this before, it's kind of funny. When I like go to someone and they want me to do something like a wedding or whatever, a music video, whatever the case may be, I have like my roll footage, all of my stuff that I showed them, right? And they like it. "Oh man, that's dope. Blah 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 blah. I love this. What program do you use?" And I say, "Well, if you like what I do, it looks good. Does it matter what program I use?" And they all say, "No, I was just wondering." And I tell them, "You know what? That's my trade secret." And I don't say anything because to me, either you like my work and you want to hire me because it's professional, it looks good, and you're going to cherish it as a memory for the rest of your life. And if it's not up to that standard, who cares? I've done short films and the same thing. Now, if people want to collaborate and they need like your project information or files and stuff, I understand that totally, because that's a different conversation. If you're collaborating with other people and you can't be doing cross-platform to go ahead and do that work. Understood, right? If you have like someone who's specifically a professional color corrector and they need to do something, or somebody who's a professional audio person and they need to be able to do that, I understand that, because you want to stay in the same platform and to make it easier for everyone to collaborate and work. But as a one-man band, it shouldn't matter to anybody what the hell you use if your stuff looks good. So if you feel like you got to switch over to something because it's the standard, but you're working with other people, I got you. If you feel like I gotta switch over to that because everybody else uses it, and you're not collaborating with anybody else, you're a one-man band, who gives a freak what everybody else uses? It doesn't matter. Use what works for you and use what makes the best content for your audience. If you can make something that looks just as good, regardless of what you use, who cares? So if somebody uses Final Cut and they use Adobe Premiere Pro and they both look the same, somebody gonna get mad at them because they use one, not the other? Well, no, because I've heard of those, so it's okay. It doesn't matter about those two because I've heard of them. But then if you tell somebody, well, I use PowerDirector. What's that? It's PowerDirector. Who's that? But a minute ago, you just said my stuff was dope. You liked it. But now you like, what's PowerDirector? What does it matter? It doesn't. So when people ask me that, I just roll back and say, okay, did you like what you saw? Does this fit your standard of quality and professionalism? Are you interested in hiring me? Well, it doesn't matter what I use. That's my trade secret. I don't share that. But if you like what you see and you're interested in hiring me, let's talk about what my fees are. That's it. Move on. But anyway, that's my rant. Because I hate when people just say like, and nothing against old boy and his comment, because he may have his own reasons for switching. But for me, I just don't like when people try to point out, like ask you about what program you use. Like right now, I'm streaming. To me, I'm looking at it. It looks damn good. I'm using a program called vMix. Does it matter if I'm using StreamYard or vMix? If I know how to set up my camera, get my lights the way I want them, do all that, it doesn't even matter. Half of creating is not about what video editing program is used. It's about the pre-production, setting your stuff up so it's right, knowing your settings, your lighting, what you need to do as far as spacing and what angles you're going to shoot at, all kind of stuff. I'm not even going to go into all of that. But there's a whole lot more that goes into creating great content than your editing. Let's see here. All right, I got a super chat from Socrates Vela. One thing I wish a photo editor did better was the lens correction. I have a bunch of Sony lenses, but the correction profiles are not there. Why? Well, I can't answer that question because I don't know why Cyberlink chooses to put some profiles in and doesn't choose to put other profiles in. I can't really say. Now, I don't know, and maybe there's somebody out there in the chat who does know, if there's the capability to upload specific profiles to the program. I don't think there is. I haven't seen that capability yet, but I know that you can go to, in the program, if you go to File, Send Feedback, and you can send an email directly to Cyberlink to go ahead and let them know what type of profiles, lens profiles you want to get added to the program, and then see if they'll add them. And appreciate that super chat, Socrates Vela. Let's see. The question I get a lot. This is a Wine Adventure Journal. Says, are PD365 and PD Mobile separate subscriptions, or does mobile include with 365. So they are separate. Simple answer. Um, Cyberlink's a company. They're trying to make money. They're not trying to give away stuff. I mean, they'll give you something to give you a taste. It's like that drug dealer back in the day. He want to give you a taste for free, but then after that, you got to pay. And so basically what they do is they'll let you have like a little free, the PC version. It is a standalone program that you can get on your own and pay for without having the 365 subscription. And it is a separate subscription that you will pay monthly, quarterly, or annually for having the mobile app on your device as well. As funny, Guillermo Volatich says, Pinnacle is the champion in crashing. And this light is the champion of freaking gremlins. I'm tired of this light. Let's see. So Aram Data said, when will this PowerDirector update come on mobile? So this update is separate from mobile. It's not going to come on mobile, and it's probably not even going to have any of the same types of features that are on the PC 365 version. So mobile is a separate entity all into its own. It doesn't have the same interface. It doesn't have the same tools. It doesn't have the same effects. Some of the things are the same, but some of the things are different. So you can't say it's like one-to-one with the mobile app and the PC version. There's going to be things that the PC version has that the mobile app doesn't, like the mobile app doesn't have custom mask. So you can't do a custom mask and keyframe that mask to make it to follow a video to remove any background. You can do masking, and there are shapes of masks that you can do, and you can change those shapes, but you can't use vertex points to create a mask around like a person and mask out the whole background. You can do that on the PC. You can't do that on mobile. So that's just one example. Oh, here goes. All right, so let's check this out. It's Bishop says, I use the same streaming software. It's awesome. The problem you're having is very easy to fix. Kill the desktop capture input and create a new one. That's what I was thinking of doing, man, but I don't want to mess up my stream. I don't know if it's going to mess up my stream. I can sit here and do that while you guys just kind of sit here and relax. You can fix it on the fly in 1 minute. Okay. Time me. Alrighty then. Thank you so much for that one, bruh. Appreciate you. It's not perfect. I still need to fix a little something. You know, I got a little bit of, and that was It's Bishop. Thank you, It's Bishop, for letting me know that I can fix that in a jiffy. Still ain't all the way right. I still got a little bit of something showing on the other side that shouldn't be showing. But I guess I could fix that right now, huh? While I'm up in here. Let's see if I can fix this. Let's see. It's whatever. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. I'll fix it later. So now you guys can see what I was talking about over here. So you want me to go through all of these things and just show them to you real quick? Even if you don't, I'm going to do it anyway. So my favorites. So I talked about that before. So if I go here to the title room, you see here it has my favorites. So it's a new folder up here. So if I want to, they have these little hearts. I could just go ahead and click these little hearts. And now if I go to my favorites, then all of those things that I added a heart to will be under my favorites. So anytime I want to use these, I could just jump back in here and use them. I can deselect the little hearts from here and get rid of them. It's all gravy. Now you could do that with just about anything. So here we got some transitions. So I got the fades in here. So if I go to favorites, I got these three in here that I like. So we can do that with anything, basically. So the media downloaded folder. So here I have a downloaded folder. So if I click on this, it'll go ahead and bring up everything that I downloaded, whether it was from Shutterstock or from the application manager. So music from the application manager. So you can see all of these things right here. All the music. So I'm a big music dude. So it's free. Okay, if it's free, I'm gonna take it. Basically, the more music I got, the more options I got. The way that I think about it. And so here you got videos only. So I can just go to videos, music, all of that good stuff. So that's the downloaded folders. And if I were to go here to an empty space and right click, then I can say download from, and I can pick Shutterstock or the cloud or from the director zone. So just another way to quickly get to stuff. Let's see, we got transitions here. So if I'm in transitions, I can go ahead and I can right click on these. Well, let me select a track first. If I select a track, so I'm going to select track 1. I got all this stuff on here. If I right click on it, I have an option to apply these to the selected track. And then I can say if I want it at the beginning of the clips, if I want it at the end of the clips, if I want to do a cross transition or an overlap transition. So remember, a cross transition does not let the clips does not make them overlap. If you choose overlap, then the clips will go over one another, and that would move your timeline some. So I always use cross. So if I choose cross, then it just adds the transition to everything on track 1. So you can also go here and add it to your favorites, all that good stuff. Now, you can also do the same thing with effects. So if I go to the effects room, and let's say Didn't like that, huh? So let's say I pick this effect here. I can right click it and I can do apply effect to all clips on selected track. And it'll add the effect to all of the clips on that track. Now also, you see here on the timeline, I don't have an effects track, but if I click on this and click add to timeline, it's going to add an effects track and add it right where my playhead is. So that's a cool feature too. Let's see here. So here in the actual media window, let's go ahead and go back. I can go ahead and change the media that's in the PIP or the overlay track. You could always do changes to them, but my recollection suits me correctly. It was never that you could just change the height and the width independently without having to uncheck maintain aspect ratio. You can still have the aspect ratio stay the same if you need to. And let's see, if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. I don't remember that. But if I were to also double click on this and open up the PIP designer, then under opacity, you have this blending mode here. So you can change it to overlay, you can change it to multiply, screen. So it's right here in the PIP designer. So that's a cool feature too. And so here are the vintage titles I was talking about. So you can look at them in the preview window right here. This is pretty cool. I like these a lot. Very professional looking, in my opinion. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can see that there's a lot of different titles here that you can choose from. And you can change the graphics color, as you can see right here. So you can change the color of any of the different graphics if you need to. So probably could change this color from white to something else so it'll be more visible, but you get the idea. Let's see. So if you go to the effects room, this is another question I get a lot, like, where did the LUTs go? They're in the effects room now. So if you go to the effects room, you go to color preset and you'll find the LUTs there. So under color LUT, you see you got a new one called Color Pop and Food Dark. So bunch of different LUTs here. So it's all good. So those are basically all of the things that I talked about earlier as far as all of the different changes to the program. So hope you enjoyed that brief description. I already went over all of that stuff earlier in detail, but I wasn't able to show it to you. So I just wanted to give you a quick look at what all of that stuff looks like. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm just looking through my comments now. If there's anything else. Got a super chat here from Photos on the Fly. Appreciate your lessons so much. Thank you, Photos on the Fly. Appreciate the super chat. It means a lot. Tom's Tantalizing Tip says, you're 100% correct. It's your content which makes me stay with 365. Your hard work benefits all and is greatly appreciated. Thanks, Todd. I appreciate that, man. Let's see. So Mark Gertin said, some time ago I submitted a video training request for the open door effect. Have not seen one as of yet. How do you make a decision on what videos you will make and what is in the backlog? So really, I think that my decision-making process is really about what I think most people would want to see, what I think is like a one-off, and a little bit sometimes what is something I might be interested in doing that I think might be fun. If it's just like something that is something simple because you can use one of my other tutorials to do the same thing, I usually wouldn't do that. I mean, I think that I have like hundreds of requests. So keep in mind, there's only 52 weeks in a year, and I only do 52 videos, and not even half of those are requested videos. So I have hundreds of requests, so I don't get to all of them. And like you said, some of them get left in the backlog and some of them get done. Let's see here. So I got a super chat here from Mitch Trotter. Thanks, Mitch. Mitch says, I love your videos, man. Informative and funny. You rock. Appreciate that, Mitch. I appreciate the super chat, and just the fact that you enjoy my videos means a lot to me as well, man. Got another super chat from Tanya Buckman. She says, I tried producing my last video and the produce screen was mostly black and the last 12 minutes of the video were missing. Help. It wasn't the resolution. No, it is not the resolution. So the problem is you have a stray frame at the end of your video. So what usually happens is you might split or cut or take out a piece of your video, and you might think that you're taking out the whole video, but you leave a frame or part of a clip at the end. And so what happens is you may start off with a 20-minute clip and you only use 8 minutes of it. And then you think you deleted everything, but 12 minutes out at the end, there's a little sliver of a clip left. So what you need to do is, and I'll show you what you need to do real quick, since now I have my multicam. Booyaka. So what you need to do is this. Let's say like this was a long clip. Let me just do this. So I'm going to stretch out my timeline here. Just make it as long as I can. And let's say that this clip, pretend that this was a 20-minute clip or whatever. And I go in and I start putting in work. I'm like, using my shortcut keys and jumping all over the place and doing whatever the heck I want to do and la 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 la. And so then all of a sudden, I'm working on this clip and I'm like, I split this and then I just go ahead and delete this and I leave a gap. Well, I think that this is the end of my video, but I did not know that way out here, I still have a little clip, a sliver of a clip, one frame that's still showing up in my timeline. So how you go ahead and remove that is just stretch out your timeline like this. Put your cursor up here till you see a little time symbol. Hold down your left mouse and just drag this, and it will stretch your timeline all the way out so that you can see each frame of your video. Then, after you click up here at the top, hit the end button on your keyboard. It will send you to the end of your project. Or if you selected a clip or you selected something else, it'll just send you to the end of that clip. So make sure that you don't have any clip selected and hit the end key. When you hit the end key, you'll see whatever is left at the end and you'll see a big gap and you're like, oops, that's what happened. So then if you just select it and hit delete and then hit home, it'll go back to the beginning. So if you have something that, a situation where you have like a lot of black space at the end of your render and you're like, what happened? Why is there all this black at the end? It's because you have a part of a clip left at the end. So hope that helps. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I'm just looking through the comments. Oh, geocaching. Team Search Geocaching said, one quick question about shadow files is, do they slow down the editing process and are they needed? I don't like them. To me, I think they slow down the editing process. It's kind of funny. Like sometimes you have to wait for the shadow files to be created. But once they're created, I mean, they speed up the editing process. I think that it's really up to you. If you're willing to wait for the shadow files to get generated and stuff, then it's all good. I've heard of people like that'll load all of the clips for their project and then just let it just sit there for a whole day to get all the shadow files to get generated. Then I've heard of some people who they just generate like that. So it's different for everyone. But shadow files are meant to help you by not using the original files because of the, I guess the resources needed, because the files might be larger, they have higher bit rates. So because of that, if you just use the straight files, you might see a lot of lag and things in your editing. So the shadow files are supposed to be like cache files, for lack of a better word, or temporary files that you can use instead of using the actual files. And then when it renders, it uses the actual files. So I don't use them, put it to you that way. Let's see. Still looking for more comments here. So Mom of 12 said I have 365. Does that mean I have to purchase it every year? If you want to keep editing videos, then and you want to have 365, then yes, you need to renew it once a year. Now, you do have the option of just buying the standalone version, a perpetual license of PowerDirector. So you can just buy like PowerDirector 19 Ultimate. And if you do that, then you own it. And you don't have to subscribe every year. Um, if you're somebody who wants the new features every single time, then if you have 365, you're going to get updates and new features every month. So part of the value of having 365 is that every month you get new features and new updates. Now, even for PowerDirector, the latest version of PowerDirector, they do have patches that they provide when they want to. So it's kind of like they'll give you a patch every now and then, and it'll update the features of PowerDirector 19, but you won't get like the new titles or the new LUTs or some of the other stuff that you get with 365. But you'll get like the new user interface changes that I showed, like the favorites and stuff like that. So if you have the perpetual license, you'll still get some updates. You just won't get all the ones that you get with 365. And the update schedule might be different. Whereas 365, you always get something every month. For the patch, it might be 3 or 4 months before they do a new patch. It's up to them to do it however they want with the perpetual license. But yes, if you have 365, you will have to renew every year if you want to keep getting the benefits of having 365. If you don't really care about that stuff, just buy a perpetual license and you'll own it forever. All right, so I got a super chat from Team Search Geocaching and Hiking for $5. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate all the work that you do as well. So Ignacio Curiel says, hello, I just saw the video from Cyberlink where they talk about the upgrades. I think I heard something about a business version of PowerDirector. Is there another version that you know? Yeah, I think it's called Ad Director or something like that. Um, I haven't used it. I haven't even looked into it, but yeah, they have the business subscription now, which I think includes like PowerDirector as well as the Ad Director. So if anybody out there has the Ad Director, and Gremlins are back. If anybody out there has Ad Director and they want to share a little bit about that, please do it in the comments. I don't really know enough about that product to talk about it intelligently, so I'm not gonna try. Let's see. So Mr. F1 FA19 said, are most of the new features on mobile? I think I talked a little bit about it before. Mobile is completely separate from PC desktop. So I don't think that these features are going to be coming to mobile. Maybe some of them, uh, but I don't think that all of them will. We'll just have to see when they have a mobile update. And if you want to find out about the next mobile update, make sure that if you're a mobile user, please subscribe to my other channel where I talk about the mobile app. This channel, I really don't talk about the mobile app anymore. I may have a few videos on here that I had from a while back, but all of my mobile videos, all of my tutorials, everything are on my new channel. It's called PDU Mobile. So if you want to see about the latest updates and things like that, go over to that channel, please. All right. So that pretty much is almost all of the comments except for the old spammer who's been spamming the comments like crazy. I hate spam. I hate people. I don't hate people. Let me take that back. Take that back, Malik. Take that back. I don't hate people. I hate spam. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Like, I hate when people go to my videos and they'll leave the same comment on like 6 videos. I will see it, and I think somebody said that in the comments. I will see it if you do it once. Just because I might not want to answer that right now in this live stream. If you ask me a comment on a YouTube video and I see it, I will respond. I always do. And anybody on here could tell you that I almost always do, unless I miss it. I'm not perfect. I might miss a comment every now and then. But at the end of the day, spamming is the most irritating thing in the world to me. I can't stand it. And when people do it, I tell them in my comments on my videos, I say, please don't spam my comments. Ask once on one video. When I see it, I will respond to it. Same thing here in the live stream. I have not responded to everybody's comment in this. I've responded to a lot of comments, but I haven't responded to every single comment. If you leave a comment, if I want to respond to it, I will. If I don't want to, I won't. Kind of like the same thing with the tutorial request. I will look at the tutorial request and I take several factors into account. How easy is it? How hard is it? Is it going to be fun? Is it something that a lot of people will want to see? Is it just something that this one person wants to see because they don't know how to do? I take a lot of things into account, and then I decide on whether I'm going to make it or I put it in my backlog. If I'm sitting in a live stream, I can't answer every single question. You spamming makes me more likely not to respond to you. I might be being a jerk by doing that. I don't know. You can say whatever you want to say. That's just me because I don't like that behavior. It's like, look at me, look at me, look at me. I saw you. Okay? I don't feel like responding to that question. Now, my rant is complete. And just because I'm a nice guy, I will answer the spammer's question. Or not even question. And there, you are now on the live stream. So, Crickster India, please do more videos on PD19. I do videos on PD19 all the time because that's the version that's out right now. So, I mean, that's what you're going to see. You're not going to see videos on 18, 17, 16, 15. Any video that you see at this point that is a tutorial will be on PowerDirector 19. Now, I might do videos on other stuff from time to time, like this one. Like I'm doing a live stream about updates. Add a little bit of difference to the channel. I might do a video about like, I got some videos coming up on like different cuts to do in your videos. Stuff like that. So I'll have some other videos coming up too that might not be a tutorial, but they should be something that I think is useful for you guys. So any tutorial you see is going to be PowerDirector 19. Anything that's not, it's an older video. So there you go. All right. More spam. I'm telling you, boy. Aram.data, you're spamming. And I just said that I don't like spamming. So I guess you don't care. But since you don't care, I don't care, and I'm not going to answer your question like I did for Crickster India. So there you go. Keep spamming all you want. Um, so Joel Gilmore said, "How do you make a quick 30-second animated intro video just using a custom logo?" So I mean, it really it depends on what you want to do. I mean, that's a very broad question. I mean, I could just put a logo on the screen and make it zoom in and turn around. There you go. Animated logo intro. I mean, it really depends on what you want to do. Each intro, in my opinion, should be unique and it should be its own intro. Now, I do have a few intro videos on the channel. I think there's about 3 or 4 of them that you can find if you just do PowerDirector intro. If you search that on YouTube, then you should find a few different videos out there for intros. And one of them has my logo, and I make like some fire or something show up and some other things go on with the intro. But it's really dependent upon what you want your intro to do more than anything else. Let's see. So Don Baracho, what's up, Don Baracho? I ain't heard from you in a minute. When is PD19 going to add a? I guess it's real HDR and not an HDR effect. I have no idea, man. Like I said earlier, I have a good relationship with the people at Cyberlink, but I don't get information like that. They're not share. They don't share with me what's happening on the program. Like, I don't know the new stuff that's happening. Like this update, I got an email today. That's how I found out. That's how you all found out, if you got the email yet. When a new program comes out, I will usually find out maybe a few weeks before what's happening. And if they want to give me a beta version of it, then they'll give me a beta version where I can see what's happening on the new version and test it out and report back bugs and stuff like that. But that's usually like a few weeks or a month before the program comes out. So I don't get any information on what's new, what's not going to happen, what is going to happen ahead of time. So I don't know, man. Can't really tell you. Yes, I have done several videos on PD19, team search, geocaching, and hiking. Multiple. Ignacio Curiel says, I've not too much budget, but I gladly send you my contribution. Appreciate that, man. Yes, Kevin, you're so nice. You're so nice. I need to be nicer. I can't, smack myself. I need to be a little bit nicer, but, that's just me. But yes, Crickster India, thank you for not spamming anymore. And you know what? I'm also going to thank Aram Data for not spamming anymore, for stopping the spam. The spam is real, people. The spam's real. I talk about the kind that come in a can. Let's see. And it was good sarcasm. Appreciate that. Let's see. All right, so let's see. I want to see if I got any. Just want to make sure if there were any super chats in here, if I can see them. I wish I could just make sure that I got all of the super chats, because I want to thank those people while the video is up, if possible. So I'm just running through all of the chat on here. All right. All right. I think I'm gonna make this the last question. Been online almost 2 hours now, so I think this is it. Crickster India asks, "Can YouTube be taken seriously as a job?" I mean, if you look at all of the creators out there who have made YouTube a full-time job, I would say the answer is yes. Um, there are many people out there who have the talent, the skill, but they don't have the followers yet. And it will be harder for those people to make it a full-time job. I would say that there are many people on my channel or who watch my videos who are multi-talented individuals, but for some reason they don't have the following at the present time to be able to make this a full-time job. But it doesn't mean that it can't be. There are people out there on YouTube who have millions of subscribers, who get multi-million views on a regular basis. There are people out there on YouTube who are loved and adored by people across the whole globe, and those people have the ability to just create content on YouTube. But the thing about it is, they usually just don't create content on YouTube. A lot of them are make sure that they diversify by having multiple income streams, because YouTube could end tomorrow. If something happened where the government said, "Hey, we don't want YouTube anymore," or "You can't make money on YouTube anymore," they had multiple adpocalypse, on YouTube. There's all kind of stuff going on, so you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Is what I'm saying. Don't just try to look at YouTube as the only way to do things, because the ability to create provides you with multiple diverse income streams that you can take advantage of, whether it's doing things on affiliate marketing, like Amazon or Commission Junction, whether it's creating your own line of t-shirts or merchandise that you can sell, whether it's consulting, providing your services to others for a fee. There's all types of ways you can diversify. Now, myself, I have a full-time 9 to 5, so I'm not taking full advantage of some of the things that I could be doing. Like, I could be consulting, helping others, one-on-one, and getting paid to help them make videos and things like that. I don't do that because I don't have the time to do it right now, because I have to work every day from 9 to 5. Luckily, I'm off today because it's my birthday today. So happy birthday to me. But in most cases, people can diversify to make sure that if YouTube does have issues, then they still have other income streams that they could take advantage of. But yes, YouTube can be taken seriously as a full-time job. Let's see. Gremlin. Let's see. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Crickster India. Thank you, Don Baracho. Thank you, Ignacio Curiel. Team Search, geocaching and hiking. Appreciate all the birthday love. Means a lot to me. So at this time, it's been 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours, as a matter of fact, and I am tired of running my big old mouth. Thank you all for stopping in on the live stream. It means so much that you guys want to participate and share your questions with me and your comments and provide me feedback and show me love whenever I go live online. I mean, I could just be sitting here talking to myself, but because of you guys, I'm able to make this an interactive, I guess, an interactive live stream, and I can share this later on YouTube. So on Saturday this week, this video will be uploaded to the channel instead of uploading a regular tutorial. So if you want to see all of your interactions and questions and things like that, then come back on Saturday so you can see the video version of this and, you know, show me some more love if at all possible. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being PowerDirector University subscribers. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.